Now at 6 on this first alert weather day for Juneau and Southeast. Heavy rain moving in after recent record snowfall, causing the city to issue an evacuation advisory for potential avalanches, a handful of which have already happened today, including one between miles 16 and 17 on Haines Highway.
Due to these dangerous conditions, the highway is now closed from milepost 4 to 21, and areas past the ferry terminal have also been closed as a precaution.
We do have team coverage. Joe Allgood has the latest from officials trying to keep everyone informed and safe.
But we're going to start with our chief meteorologist, Melissa Fry, tracking all of these combined elements contributing to potential danger.
Yeah, it is a serious situation here across Southeast as we are seeing temperatures rapidly warm, heavy rain moving in, and not many places for this water to go. Let's get right to the most urgent conditions, and it is that heavy rain on top of that snowpack increasing the avalanche danger. That is high. Again, evacuation advisories were issued early this morning. It is really important if you are in Juneau that you know those evacuation areas, that you stay out of those avalanche zones. If you haven't done so already, evacuate now and do not travel in those areas until we are given the all clear. If you are not sure where those areas are, we do have a map available. That is on alaskasnewssource.com. But really important, again, that you stay off the flooded roads and that you stay alert as this is an evolving situation. This is what it looked like just before the sun set. Look at the amount of standing water that we're seeing. This is in the Mendenhall Valley. And you can see just from snowmelt alone, the water is already beginning to build in. So again, this is a dangerous situation. If you can do so, stay home, assuming you are in one of those safe places. And this is a live look closer to downtown along Egan Drive. As folks are getting home from work tonight, you can see a lot of standing water. Here's a look at those evacuation zones. Again, every area here in red should be evacuated. A closer look at downtown. You can see that red extending in some places, even across the main roads and into the water. So again, these maps are available on alaskasnewssource.com. That list of alerts is long. Again, it's still heavy snow to the north, and we're still seeing, again, the potential for flooding across most of the area with high winds in the southern portions from Craig into Sitka and over into Ketchikan, where we've already seen wind gusts between 60 and 75 miles per hour. That is the situation in Southeast. We've been talking about this all week. The second part of this storm is headed into South Central, where heavy snow is likely along with some high winds. I'll break down those impacts and what you can expect here in just a few minutes. But first, the Department of Transportation has been providing updates on those avalanches and road closures around Juneau. Joe Allgood has been talking with them today and has the latest. Joe.
Yeah, the melting snow, like you mentioned, has led to pooling water along Juneau roads and in some places an increased risk of avalanches. In Juneau, DOT closed the avalanche gates on Thane Road as residents are ordered to evacuate high-risk areas. And as we mentioned earlier, the Haines Highway from mile 4 to 21 is also closed due to that avalanche covering part of the road. In town, many of Juneau's roads are flooded by the melting snow and ice in some areas. Drivers are urged to drive cautiously and slow. Commuters are advised not to drive over avalanche debris if they come across it and to report it to local law enforcement. That way, DOT crews can come and clear out the debris as soon as possible.
It's been very unusual, though, to have this ongoing snowstorm where, and I know it like even snowed about 7 inches this morning before it turned to rain. So I know everyone is dealing with that and trying to move snow off the road as quickly as possible or off their driveways, that kind of thing. So it's really unprecedented.
The avalanche risk is expected to elevate through the weekend, according to DOT. So some of these road closures could last a little while longer.
All right, Joe Allgood reporting. Thank you, Joe. And as we work through these weather alerts, remember, download the Alaska's News Source weather app. Stay updated with weather coverage 24/7 right on your phone. Well, up to 50 million barrels of oil may be on its way to the U.S. That's what President Donald Trump told reporters today.
The question now, with an economy like ours dependent on the price of oil, how will this impact Alaska? Our political reporter Will Courtney has this story.
30 million barrels. You hear that, Peter? Of oil was given to us by Venezuela.
President Trump on Friday asked oil and gas companies to invest $100 billion in Venezuela. Thousands of miles away, some Alaska lawmakers say they're uncertain how this could impact the state's oil-dependent economy.
It's probably the state with the highest dependence on that particular industry in the country.
Dr. Brett Watson is a UAA economics expert. He says oil prices are stable for now.
So what that to me suggests is that the market's reaction to this is mostly a shrug. They are unsure of how to interpret this news, and I think are probably waiting for more information from the White House of exactly how this situation is going to develop.
But as lawmakers approach the legislative session,
oil is still a major contributor to the state's state government coffers.
House Minority Leader Delina Johnson says she's looking for stability.
There's a lot of uncertainty, and there's some things in Alaska that are certain. We have new development. We anticipate PICA bringing on, up to 80,000 barrels this year.
Senate Majority Leader Kathy Giessel said in a statement that could lower prices for Alaska North Slope crude. The state balanced this year's budget on $64 a barrel. Giessel says the state is already underwater. An increase in supply could lower oil prices, but that's a double-edged sword for Alaskans. If prices rise, the state gets more money, but Alaskans pay more at the pump. If prices fall, gas gets cheaper, but the state budget thins.
But in Alaska, we've got a really easy mechanism for correcting for this, which is we have our permanent fund dividend. When oil prices go up, it allows the state to pay out larger dividends.
As lawmakers watch oil prices as the session begins, Alaskans are going to be watching to see what this means for their PFD payout. Will Courtney, Alaska's news source.
The president today saying he wants to decrease the price of oil to $50 a barrel. Today, the price of oil was just above $60 a barrel, according to the Alaska Department of Revenue.
We do have more on that meeting and what lawmakers are expecting in the upcoming session live right now. You can go to our website, also our mobile app.
And in Fairbanks, a grand jury has indicted individuals following a months-long investigation by the Alaska State Troopers Criminal Suppression Unit. The case involved a kidnapping, abduction, and torture that began in late October.
The troopers arrested 6 different people in connection with the crime, resulting in 35 separate indicted charges. One of the individuals, Katrina Gallegos, is currently wanted on 2 $10,000 arrest warrants. If you have any information on her whereabouts, please contact Alaska State Troopers. Use the AK Tips app if you'd like. But through the investigation, troopers uncovered a much larger operation.
Through the case, we recovered 16 illegal firearms or stolen firearms, including a .50 caliber sniper rifle. We recovered a couple stolen vehicles and thousands of dollars in, additional miscellaneous stolen property.
Troopers say firearm theft is common in Alaska, often used as currency on the black market. And the best thing people can do to protect their guns, keep them locked inside of a good safe. All right, it is a sight that is turning heads in Muldoon.
Yeah, for at least the last week, more than a dozen bald eagles have perched on a tree near a busy intersection. Look at all of them here. Our Lauren Maxwell went by to check it out.
Drivers may not normally look up at the intersection of DeBar and Muldoon, but if they do, this is what they'll see. Trees filled with bald eagles just hanging out. The birds have become quite an attraction, including for the people who work in the coffee shop below.
It's really nice to look at them, and it brings a lot of people over here and around this area to check them out.
That's a lot of them, too.
Wow. Warren Brightfield and his wife discovered the eagle tree earlier this week.
I was really surprised. I told her I can't believe it, that there's that many in one place. I'm not even in Homer.
They've visited nearly every day since, capturing video and photos. Their highest count on a single day?
I think 27. 27.
Why the eagles are congregating here is a little bit of a mystery. Fish and Game says they've gotten multiple reports that someone is feeding them. But because eagles are federally protected, they've turned the case over to U.S. Fish and Wildlife, who told us right now they have no comment. No one knows how long the eagles will remain, but Warren Brightfield says as long as they're perched near the intersection, he hopes people will notice them.
If they just look to the right, they'd be amazed to see how many eagles are in that tree up there.
Instead of just driving by. Lauren Maxwell, Alaska's news source.
Thanks for listening. Click subscribe so you can get the latest podcast from Alaska's news source automatically. And stay up to date with breaking news and in-depth reporting available for free 24/7 with the Alaska's news source app.